here on One Bills Live. Day 2 of training camp in the books, and joining us is the Trigger Man, Josh Allen, making his annual camp appearance. Thanks for visiting with us again, Josh. Happy to have you. Yeah. I'm going to start with some off the field. I mean, acting chops are getting better and better by the day. What is going on with this whole Rick Allen? Who's producing this?
Listen, I learned from
Rick
the
Allen.
best. I learned from the best over here, the West Her guy.
That's
you know?
right.
Me and Steve have been doing the West Her commercials for the last 5-6 years now, and I've learned a lot from him. So just trying to transfer it over.
You and Danny are awesome. Like, there is like on-screen chemistry there.
That's the most fun I've ever had in a shoot. No offense.
Oh, you can tell.
No, I get it.
You can tell.
I get it.
But they kind of told us, like, hey, go out there and just be yourselves, be idiots, you know, and that's what we did.
The cowboy freeze,
right in
though,
your wheelhouse,
like going right back to Wyoming.
Exactly.
Did they ever make you get in the cowboy get-up at Wyoming ever like that? Because that was special. You even had the brown going on.
I had the brown going. I think they knew what they were doing with that. So.
Yeah. Great day at camp yesterday. We were all talking about it. It seemed like, well, you could tell a lot of times in training camp the defense comes out ahead of the offense. All they can do is react, and one guy can make everybody else look great, even if they're in the wrong defense. You guys looked really in sync yesterday. The work you put in the offseason and here of late has really helped out.
It absolutely has. And, you know, the first day, red zone typically is a defensive day, like you said. We got a lot of guys that are very hungry. They're very smart football players. They came in. They had a great OTA. You know, I talk about guys coming in like Mack, like Curtis, like MVS, even, you know, the rookies that we have, not just Keon, but, you know, Keys and X too. Like they came out ready to play, ready to go. They were in their playbooks. You know, we've had some good meetings. We're meeting as a unit more often than not, making sure that we're communicating and talking well. And our O-line, they're communicating really well. You know, I got to get used to Connor under center a little bit. I had a couple miscues today, which is my fault, but getting some work after practice. But the communication up front is phenomenal right now.
Right. We have a theory that it's still being workshopped, but you tell me what you think of this. So everybody's talking about how you fill the void of the 152 receptions that went out the door in the offseason, and they say outsiders don't see an alpha male number one receiver on the roster right now. But absent of that, is it fair to say that when you step up to the line with the play call, you can just play the play?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we've got a lot of guys that their skill sets vary. They do a lot of different things. We've got some big guys. We've got some shorter, faster guys that we can move around. You know, I thought the offseason that we had was very good. We brought in guys that, again, are hungry. They want to come in. They want to work. And like you said, there may not be an alpha, but we got some dogs in that room.
Because Jordan Love said a very similar thing, because they don't have a quote-unquote alpha guy, and he said, I like it better. He said, because I can just execute the play and go wherever the open guy is in the read. And he says, I can just play the play. That's why I was curious and wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah, and I think guys are, you know, every play is like, I could get the ball here. It doesn't matter. Right. You know, our routes, our combinations right now, our concepts have everybody involved in a certain way where if you're on the outside and you're pressed, like the ball could be coming to you. You know, if you know, I'm going 1, 2 to 3 to 4, and we're just trying to make these progressions as quick as possible and get everybody involved.
You said this, and everybody kind of glosses over it, and they say, hey, he's a smart football player. But I think one of the most underrated things about having a really good player is how smart the guy is. And these receivers you've got, you get a bunch of smart guys out there. A lot of people don't realize, they think, the guy's going to go out there and run and try and get open. Actually, the receivers, the running backs, and the tight ends, they're all running their routes for you. They want to show you where you want to throw the football, right? I mean, it's part of having that relationship where you work in the offseason. When they come out of a break, you know what they're thinking, and because they know they're trying to think like you.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit of how a smart wide receiver makes a difference for a guy like you.
Yeah, you know, if a smart guy that's maybe third or fourth in the progression knows that I've got time on this route.
Right.
I don't want to be open now. I want to be open later because I know that the quarterback's got to go 1 to 2 and he's coming back to me at 3. I've got time to go touch paint, oversell my route, and then snap off of it and give myself a good opportunity of catching the ball. And I think that's what we got a lot of guys doing right now. They understand their spot in the progression. They understand their roles. You know, and then, you know, Joe Brady's talked about a lot. Everybody eats in this offense, right? It's going to take 2 guys to go clear out on some of the plays. You saw it today where Mack Hollins catches a ball, but you got KJ Hamler and MVS rolling down the middle, clearing it out so that he can go over and catch the ball and making sure that I went up to straight. I didn't even congratulate Mack. I went up to MVS and I went up to KJ. Like, you guys made that play. Mack did not make that play. Right? It was you guys that got him open. So, again, continuing to have this selfless mentality right now of everybody eats and keep rolling with that.
Speaking of Mack, we know how Coach McDermott likes to have a veteran leader in every position room. He seems to be that already for the receiver group, but I kind of see him as, and every football locker room needs this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. They need a glue guy. Glue guys are important. He looks like a glue guy with a capital G.
Like this. Is he a weirdo?
No,
absolutely.
Yeah, but he's a glue guy.
Those glue guys have to be a little weird.
He's walking
right?
barefoot. He's got his hair thing going, and he
Yeah, no. Sometimes the glue guys are old linemen. Sometimes they're safeties. Sometimes they're wide receivers, and they come in all shapes and sizes. But again, I think Mack's mentality, man. He's a dog. He gets his energy. He's infectious. Everybody in the locker room feels that. Everybody on the field feels that. I think everybody that's watching in the stands here feels that. So very fortunate to have him.
You mentioned this a little earlier. Let's talk a little bit about the O-line. They seem we're standing over there, and I mean those dudes are big. They're bigger than they were last year. Connor was bigger than Mitch was, and now you got Edwards. I mean,
Dave's
they're
a big
big.
Guy. Yeah.
They're really big, and the backup guys are. It's like a buffalo out there. They're big. And they seem athletic too. We saw Osiris, even for the way he walks and his flat feet and all that. The guy can slide, he can get out. And of course, Spencer. I mean, this offensive line.
Yeah, big
looks
athletic
great.
guys.
Big.
Yeah, they're. And the thing is, they care. They care about me. They care about the backs. You're seeing an emphasis more on going and celebrating in the end zone. But they're the first ones down. They're getting them involved and letting them spike the ball, getting them going. They love that, because throughout their entire life, they're not in the papers. Their name's not on the papers. They're not getting the stats. So to get them involved and get them some cool photos spiking the ball in the end zone, hopefully we can get that going this year quite a bit more.
Yeah, awesome.
Can you quantify how much of the offense is different? Because a lot of us were kind of thinking, Joe kind of had to triage the offense down the stretch there. He didn't get to put his stamp on it per se. Now he had a full offseason to do that. Can you quantify how much of the offense is different? Is there a percentage you can put on it? 20%, 30%?
I mean, I think a lot of the verbiage is the same thing.
Right.
I think the mentality within our passing concepts is significantly different.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 50%, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of hard to quantify it in numbers, but just the mindset that we have as quarterbacks in our room right now between me, Shane, and Mitch is, we're getting through our progressions as quickly as possible, finding completions. If it's not there, let's be smart, get out of bounds, or, get out and try to extend the play. And, for us, scramble drill has got to be a very good play for us. Just the nature of how we operate as an offense and how I operate as a quarterback, that, sometimes those are our biggest plays, and we have to utilize that to our strength. So, again, guys are out here working hard. We're learning our playbook. They're throwing a lot of stuff in right now and forcing us to be out there and get our minds working right now.
I don't know if it's going to make a difference this year, but the last half of last year when you guys had to win, you went 5 straight at the end, got the division and all of that. A lot of people noticed you were running the football a lot more. What's that feel like now as you come into a new season where you're going to revamp everything, and in those run-neutral downs, maybe handing it off once in a while? How does that feel to you now?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just trying to do what's asked of me as the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. And, we utilized the legs a little bit last year towards the end of the season and helped out in some of those second and third and short situations. But I would love to hand it off to James and Ray and Ty and let Reggie come in and pound someone's face in, and get the run game going. So I'm all for it. Whatever's asked of us.
You did that a little bit in the Dallas game last year, right? I mean, you came off the field. And
Remember what he said?
You didn't even contribute.
He said
the best I felt. Best I felt. Yeah. After a game, I woke up ready to play another one.
Monday felt good. Yeah, it's awesome.
I didn't have to
yeah, exactly.
I need help getting out of bed.
To have that, though, and that's really the key in the NFL, right? You got to beat them with the short pass, the long pass, the run game. You got to have multiple ways to win on offense and, of course, on defense as well. But that certainly was those last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season, was a big flex about what you can do and the things you have in your toolbox to win games.
Yeah, definitely. And again, the more the more tools you have, the better opportunity you have of winning the game, because every defense, every situation that you're in each and every week is going to be presented to you differently. So quickly adapting throughout the game and figuring out what the best way to attack the defense is, and that's, again, the more tools, the better. 2
tight ends was a popular formation early in the season. Then Dawson gets hurt, kind of goes out the window. But then it allows Dalton to emerge because he has to play more snaps with Dawson on the shelf. And then you kind of saw what Dalton could become in this offense, which was pretty damn scary, I would imagine, for a lot of opposing defenses. What is the next step for Dalton, and how, as a quarterback, do you kind of help him get there?
Yeah, just keep progressing. Keep understanding body language and keep, installing and implementing the trust that we have on and off the field, onto the field. So he's a smart player, man. You see his athletic ability. He's one of the freakier guys on the field. He's deceptively fast. But his catch radius, man, it's very, very large. It's very fun he's very fun to throw to. He does things the right way. I love talking about how he plays the game. I love talking about how Khalil Shakur plays the game. Ty Johnson plays the game. Dawson, if you watch our guys, whether they have the ball or not, they are sprinting down to the ball. They are the first ones there. Right. They are, I go back to the touchdown against the Jets to Khalil Shakur. Dalton's the one down there, does his little doot. Everyone calls him doot for him, right? Same thing against Pittsburgh. I'm running the ball on the touchdown run, and he's right there, extra effort, making sure that safety or the corner on the backside can't reach up to me. So that's more, above all anything else, he plays the game the right way, which is so refreshing.
Put you on the spot a little bit. What are the fans in the stands, what are they going to notice that's different about this receiving group?
I don't know if they'll notice anything different. It's going to be guys that are going out there and asking or doing what they're asked to do. And sometimes it's catching 10 balls in a game. Sometimes it's going in and blocking a safety, blocking a linebacker, whatever the case may be. And it's guys that are willing to go do that. They're going to take that job very personal in the run game. And that's, you talk about guys like Mack and Keon, that's something that they love to do, go down there and get their nose dirty and block. So that's what we're going to utilize their big bodies and their strength. But, again, I think, having a little chess piece like Curtis and Khalil, where we can move them around and use their speed in different situations, I think it's going to be really cool too.
Yeah. Okay, on a much lighter note with what's taking place here at training camp, because we know there are always a little bit of hijinks, our good friends Kevin and James, who's your friend as well, our TikTok guys, handed each of you guys eggs. You cleverly named yours Kevin James. How is Kevin James doing?
He's doing great. I hit him in the
yeah, because there's some nefarious practices going around from what I understand.
Stealing eggs.
Yeah. It got very competitive very quickly.
Very, very, very quickly. Yeah. So I named him Kevin James, not because of the actor like them. Kevin James.
I knew what you did.
Kevin and James.
Yeah.
Kevin James. Kevin Cargis and James Roble.
Yeah.
The two TikTok. Yeah, we
had him in a bathing suit a couple of weeks ago.
We learned to trust him, right? You just say, "What do I do?" and you do it, right?
Yeah, you walk up and you're just like, "What do you want?" They're like, "Dude, trust me, just."
They were
say
down.
this.
We were down. We were in the pit. We did the whole video. Yeah,
at the construction site.
The construction site.
That was great.
I was playing golf off the administration building one time. I had wing sauce on my hand. The whole thing. We just trust him.
So they asked us to have a little fun with you here. So I got a little. No. It's just a quick lightning round of questions. And you just kind of pick one or the other, basically, okay? So lightning round question number 1. Connor McGovern, better at making pizza or better at playing center?
Ooh. Playing center.
Okay.
These pizzas are pretty darn good, so it tells a lot.
Second McGovern question, better meal, McGovern pizza or St. John Fisher turkey burger?
McGovern pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you talked for 2 summers about turkey
listen, I love my
burgers.
turkey burgers. I'm about to go put down a couple right after this.
That's a breaking story right there.
Okay, better golfer, Knox or Kincaid?
Kincaid right now, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so
I think it's Kincaid.
He overtook him recently?
I think
Is that
so.
why you waffled
I think Dawson was better.
I sense a grudge match.
Dawson had a wedding. He had a what do you call
a
honeymoon. He hasn't been playing a lot. Dalton's been playing a lot. So I think he's got the edge. It's thin, but I think he's got it right now.
As compared to sharp. I get it.
Better hooper, Keon or Chase Claypool?
I would have to go Keon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Chase play.
He was pretty big in British Columbia in high school, huge.
Yeah, it's Canada.
I know it is. And Keon was state player in Louisiana, like the state player of the year. Better Catan player, Spencer or Dalton?
Spencer. I'm 3-0 right now.
That's good.
For any Catan
Spencer's
players
got
out
good
there,
strategy, though.
I didn't build a single road last night, and I won a game. So
Wow.
It was between Dalton, Dawson, and Ryan Van Demark. And I didn't build a single road. And I know you don't know what this means, but it's very hard to do.
I don't know what you're speaking right now.
Yeah.
So.
But people will know. I hope.
Last one, better cash crop, cantaloupes or pistachios?
Pistachios.
Okay. But they take longer
They take longer.
to reap, and right?
Yeah, but
I'm trying to do some farming research.
I'm back on the cantaloupe game. I think I was so burnt out as a kid. My dad would bring them in, and we'd have them all the time,
right.
you know. And I was just like, I don't want those anymore. And I recently got back into them.
Too much of a good thing, but now you're back on the train.
You took a hiatus from the cantaloupes. Now you're back.
I can't get enough of them.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Great. Well, we
seeing you,
appreciate the time as always, Josh. Best of luck this season. Please
Thanks,
stay
Chris.
healthy
Appreciate
and
Great seeing you, man.
kill it this year. Kill it this year. Absolutely
Go
kill
Bills.
it. We want to thank Josh for coming in as he always does here at training camp. It's always a treat. We appreciate it.